What's up, Max? Quick demo for you for your Korbanth TFU2. As you know, I got this done today. You're on the road right now and you can't send me all your sound fonts, but I did put one on here so that we could just demo it and you can see that everything is done. And then when you get to a point when you can send me the fonts, I'll redo the config and wrap it up, and then I can get it out to you. But for now, this is all done for all intents and purposes on the install, so we can go ahead and do this demo. This was sent to my buddy Benji over at Nerf Herder Customs for the weathering job. This thing just looks phenomenal. He did a great job on this. And the leather wrap is really cool. That's a new thing that he was doing. I was kind of wanting to see this in person, so it was really cool to see that. And yeah, and it just looks nice and nasty. I think you've got this red Kobachone, see-through Kobachone. This is from Rob Sotomayor. This is my boy over at Sorok Sabers. That is a see-through glass eye, so I've got an independent NeoPixel accent behind that so that you could light that up. And I did wire that independently, so each sound font on your config file has two blade styles, right? You'll have your main blade here, which you've got stock V3s, and then your secondary blade will be whatever you want to do with this blinky. For this one sound font, I made it pulse when the saber's off, but it's timed, so it'll go out eventually, and then it kind of matches the blade when the blade is on, but it does respond to the auxiliary button being pressed, right? So you've got a 2-button setup here. Your top switch is your activation, bottom is your auxiliary, and then we just want to take this handle off. This saber has more threads on it than I've ever seen on a saber. You know, so it takes a little bit to get the handle off, but no biggie, we'll get through it. We'll get it off there, and then when you take it off, this is what you got. Now, this is your chassis. It says the Force Unleashed right here in Arabic. You got your Proffie board right here. You get a removable battery setup, and then over here you've got, I use the stock pin and PCB set for a speaker pod setup, and then just a small Smuggler's Outpost emblem right here. But you can get obviously to your SD card and your micro USB and never have to leave, or I'm sorry, never have to move the board. The board's not adhesed down. That might be something that you want to do in the future, and if you wanted to, you can. But for right now, it's just a nice tight snap fit, and it's not going anywhere. And then in order to get a 28mm speaker in the Saber, it has to go in the pommel. It can't go in the handle. So if you take the pommel off, I've got a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite in its own speaker pod right there, and that is meant to stay in place. It doesn't come out, right? So we'll just screw that back on. Probably no reason for you to ever take this pommel out. I just wanted to take it off one time to show you what it looked like. So we'll throw a battery in this guy. Throw it in here real quick. Of course, you're not going to hear anything, but you can kind of see how I've got your red jewel pulsing. And then we want to throw the handle on. Everything is pretty tight right here at the base of this chassis, right on this side of the battery. So you just want to take your time, push down on the battery a little bit, get the handle past it, no biggie, and then screw the handle on. There's not a whole lot of room in this guy to install. This is actually a pretty cramp-foo job. I had one version of a chassis and it was just too hard to do. So I went through and I modeled this one, and this is what we've got. But it's still, there's a lot of stuff going on in a small amount of space, right? But we've got all that locked in. We'll come over here and hit activation.
You are helpless. You are nothing.
Super loud. Auxiliary down here.
So many.
Yeah, this saber is really loud. It comes with an Allen key, so this will be in your box, and we'll use that to put your blade in. It'll take a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. This chassis is an all-in-one chassis I designed, so the pixel holder is actually part of the main piece, and it's designed so those pins are the only thing that stick up into your blade socket, so you don't lose any blade depth. All right, so we'll put this in real quick and lock it down. turn this back off.
I sense your terror.
It's a red unstable blade. Blade lock up. And here, after the tip.
I am Sith.
I did give you twist off, but I didn't give you swing on this particular saber. So you will have to hit the button to turn it on. And then to get to your soundtracks, just a long press on the activation. And then the same thing to turn it off. A long press to turn it off as well, right?
I sense your terror.
See your glass eye here. And you can see it.
I have killed so many.
How it goes back to pulsing. Just like that.
I sense your terror. I am Sith.
And we'll take the blade out and then go over taking the battery out, which is really easy to do. All right, we'll just pop this out. Come over here. Unscrew the handle again. A lot of threads. Oh, no biggie. Take that out. On the positive side, I normally put it over by the speaker, but on this particular guy, I put it by the control box and just pop it out like that. I put it over there for wiring reasons and to save some room over here, but it works just the same, right? But that's basically your TFU2. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will wait for you to send those sound fonts over so I can redo your config, and I'll put a copy of your config file on your SD card. And then as soon as that's done, I will get this out in the mail to you. All right, thanks.